What do you think we can learn from other cultures, maybe outside the boundaries of our own country, on this idea of growth and development and this idea of elderhood rising?
Well, I actually I do have kind of a point of view on that. It's been my very good fortune to travel the world over the course of my career and teach over in most parts of the world. And in I'm going to speak in particular to work I've done in Asia. There is a strong strain of filial piety or respect for elders in Asian societies as I have encountered them. However, and I want to be clear about this, a great deal of that filial piety is constructed around a very what we would perceive to be a very rigid set of intergenerational obligations. Much of it is centered around unpaid female caregiving on the part of younger relatives. And I would add, there are, relative to how we look at things, quite a number of limits and boundaries that are placed on older people in terms of appropriate conduct, appropriate speech, appropriate dress, etc. So, on the one hand, you have a society, well, take Japan, for example, the largest travel day of the year in Japan is the day, translates to English, to honor our elders' day. That's the biggest travel day of the year in Japan, because people go and they honor their elders, and it's really deep and authentic and transformational in terms of what it does to the whole society. And it's also true that millions of younger Japanese people have left the countryside, left the older people in the villages, and moved into the city. And there is both the deep cultural sense of filial piety and the dislocations of a modern industrial economy colliding with each other. So honestly, in some ways, I prefer our basket of troubles to their basket of troubles.
Mm-hmm.
But I could go on, about the difficulties of aging in America, but there's more of a sense that an older person gets to develop in their own fashion and be their own person, and less of a sense of them being constrained within a specific cultural box. So that's an advantage, but we pay a price. And the price is the loss of some of that traditional respect for older people.
And it's reaffirming to see that the World Health Organization, for example, is also doing a lot of work around ageism in order to raise awareness. And I think that underlying theme of recognizing that everyone continues to grow and develop, and how can we challenge our own selves with maybe our own internal bias that we might have, or our interpersonal bias that we might have, and institutional ageist ideas. So it's almost a challenge to ourselves.
Yeah, you make a really good point. Ageism is intensely personal. And I like to point out that ageism starts every morning in front of the bathroom mirror. And people often uh, get out of bed, go into the bathroom, look in that mirror, and their first thoughts of the day have to do with mourning some change in their appearance, or I don't look the way I used to. I'm getting old. So many millions of people start their day with an ageist narrative that actually alienates themselves from their own body and their own being. And so I always like to think that the best place to attack ageism is in the bathroom mirror,
Mm.
and cultivating a new narrative for yourself. That's that first part of your day.